Hi, this is Mike of Nearly Enough Dice. This is the Kerbal Space Program. I have moved time on a little bit. I've worked out that so at the moment I've got an apoapsis of 10 million kilometers, and I worked out this is going to be the last burn, right? So this is going to be the burn that's going to take me to Moho. Because if I add just I don't have to add too much before I am getting escape velocity. So even if I was splitting things up into 2-minute burns on either side, I'm getting escape velocity. So I might as well make this the final burn. So now this is going to be quite a long burn anyway. So there is unfortunately not a neat kind of I can just do it all in 2-minute burns. There's just a point where I was going to end up doing something like this was going to happen. I was going to end up having to do a big burn at the end, but that should be less of a problem than it would otherwise have been. I'm trying to work out if that's actually close. I'm not sure. I'm going to have to do a correction burn round about there for reasons. So this is going to be 13-minute burn. It's going to be quite a while. Everything looks more or less set up the way I think it should be. Yeah, I'm going to be slightly late according to this. It just didn't line up properly. I wasn't in sync the way I would have liked. But never mind. I've discovered a thing though with when I'm adding to add a new thing, add a new alarm. So add a maneuver node, right? And I was putting in half the node time burn, but it turns out that alarm clock already takes it in consideration. So it was already adding half the burn time in. So I could add, in theory, the whole no burn margin, the full burn, or just half it. So this is going to be 1 minute before I should start burning. So we're going to do that. And off we go. So this is possibly going to be exceedingly tedious. Notice how slow I'm going out this end of the... That's interesting, it's not letting me... Wow, seriously, am I going to start here, according to this? No, something has gone wrong. Right, let's get rid of that. Right, I did that wrong. I must have done... Alright, okay, let's start again. Did I add an hour half burn? Because going to this, I'm 7 hours away. I'm exceedingly confused. But still, I am moving very slowly out this end of the thing, so I'm moving at very, very slow speed. I do wonder if I could somehow fiddle. I might have been able to fiddle my plane change out there and be much slower. It would have been much less of a burn to change my delta V out that end, my inclination better. But I really don't know how that would have interfaced with what's already happening. So. So it looks like we're slowing down. I don't know what happened with that first. Maybe there's some other alarm that I got confused with. I don't know. Don't know why it stopped me all the way out there. Okay, so I'm a minute away from starting the burn. Hopefully I'm not going to actually ram into the planet. That would be embarrassing. That should be enough to get me there. So I gave myself a minute in case I needed to adjust my position, my steering, but I do not believe I need to, so I'm okay with that. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Burn! Right, so I'm going to be burning for minutes on end, doing tiny little adjustments to make sure that I'm as close to the node indicator as humanly possible. I will click on this thing again, just for amusement value. That's moving quite quick, actually. And my speed is actually going up, which makes sense, I guess. Yeah, so on we go, onwards and upwards. I believe I'm in the right place. I think it's all working as it should do. It's going to be interesting slowing down at the other end. I suspect that's just going to be great big huge long burn. I don't have an encounter because my plane is completely wrong, so I don't know how long an encounter I'm going to get. So I don't know how I'm going to do really a whole bunch of things. There's a whole bunch of things I don't know how I'm going to do it. Oh, my altitude's fine. My periapsis isn't doing anything bad. I was actually worried about theoretically, bumping into the atmosphere on the way, depending on which precise direction I was going to have to. Because if you start far enough around, are you basically burning towards the planet? But I seem to be okay. Going to 100k parking orbit seemed to have helped. Must be getting very close to an actual escape velocity. That would have been a min-miss thing. I didn't want a min-miss thing, so I'm glad I'm not getting a min-miss thing. Theoretically, I could have used maybe I could have used it to eject me out, but then again, maybe not. Right, I am now officially on an escape trajectory. So I will start doing some science. Okay, I'm still in space. So okay, all right. So although I'm on an escape trajectory, the science, I suppose maybe I didn't need to take the thing along with me anyway. When was this? Oh wow, okay. So I think I've wasted some time there. I'll get 8 science from transmitting it, so I'll transmit it. So possibly what I want to next do is wait for the actual SOI change. Oh dearie me. I have just caused myself a problem. I should not have done that. I got the science though. The burn's still going. I'm going to have to be awfully careful. Well, lessons learned, lessons learned. Sounds like what I should have done was take a lot more batteries along with me. It's going to be 4 days before I reach the actual SOI, and that's going to be a while as well. What I suspect I'm going to do is finish off the burn, put an alarm in for the SOI change, and then just continue on with my life as normal. Just, I think I want to get some people to min this. That's probably going to be my next thing. My brain has just stopped working. Yeah, get some people to min this, do min this science, do all that kind of stuff. And I can just put alarms in here into the Kerbal alarm for things like go when I hit the SOI change. Do science. You know, I should be able to do. I'm not worried about running out of power for the iron engines if I do that. I can just, you know, do all the experiments, and if they take a while to transmit, they take a while to transmit. I don't mind. Then the next thing will be this change here, which will be in 160. Good Lord, 160 days. So, you know, I then just put a thing there. I just put a Kerbal alarm clock alarm for that. Go about my business. I mean, I'd have been sending stuff to Jewel, sending stuff to Duna by that. Well, I wouldn't have started sending stuff to Duna by that point. Definitely going to go for a straight command mission to Duna, I think. One of the advantages of not having to... I don't have NASA's budget problems. Both in the sense that it ain't real money. Yeah, things are cheaper. Things are cheaper to buy, and they're cheaper to launch, and I don't have as far to go. NASA has a lot of issues where you've got to send the smallest possible thing to do whatever. Whereas I can send great big huge things, and it's not a problem. So I can start. You know, I want to get Minmus science. I want to get some Minmus refueling, because that will be a big help if you want to start sending lots of things to Duna. I can send up ships that don't have lots of fuel in them, because I can give them fuel from Minmus, for example, and stuff like that. Wow, Longburn's go on forever. So what I'm going to do is I am going to stop babbling, because I've got another 9 minutes of burn to do, and I'll catch you on the flip side. Right, it is the flip side. The flip side being just under a minute of burn to go. Then the SOI change will be a day. So what I'll almost certainly do is just finish the burn, then immediately walk to the SOI change. And I'm really wishing that I had a probe core that is smart enough to follow the maneuver node, because I actually I can't just wander off and leave this for the minutes it has been going. I actually have to pay attention and keep it actually on track. It's slightly irritating. I don't know whether, I can't remember off the top of my head whether or not I do have a core that smart, but which is actually a thing I might want to do. I might want to make a point of creating a mission so that all my Kerbal noughts are level 3. I theoretically have the ability to do this. I believe they have to all land on the moon, all plant a flag on the moon, all land on Minmus, and all plant a flag on Minmus, and then all of them leave the SOI very, very briefly. And that will give, and then when they get back, they'll be level 3. Because level 3 pilots are the ones who can follow maneuver nodes, and that's what I want. So I want probes that can follow maneuver nodes, and I want people who can follow maneuver nodes. Okay, 22 seconds. mark of burn. So we're getting there. My thrust to weight ratio has actually gone up, obviously, as I've been burning xenon. So my thrust to weight ratio at the moment is actually 1/3. I'm actually speeding up. Okay. 8. No, they're wrong. 15 seconds. Mark. So I sound very astronauty when I do that. I'm quite pleased. Just staring there, waiting for the 0 to come by and going, Mark. 10. 9. This is feeling slightly not. I don't know whether the physics is just slow. That was 9. 8, 7. 6. Oh, it's very slow. 5. At least the game and the computer. 4. The game and the flight computer agree. 3. Oh, myself on. 1. Mark. 0. Close enough. I don't suspect I actually need to be as accurate as I was being. That'll almost certainly do. I mean, seriously, of a 1,600 odd meters per second burn, I'm being finicky about 0.7. All right, so I think I've spent about 200 meters per second more than, possibly more when you consider that I had an extra 300 meters per second in the orbit stage. So somewhere between 2 and 500 meters per second more possibly than I should have done. We'll warp to the SOI. I'm sorry if I sound like I'm well. I've had a cough the past couple of days, so who knows, eh? So I sound a bit rough. I try and do these ahead of time, so that I've got a buffer for, well, precisely, having a cold for a few days. It hasn't worked out quite the way I wanted. So I've had to record a couple of episodes really before I felt particularly happy about it. I care that much, I really do. These things are important. Okay, so 2 minutes. I've been told that you shouldn't accelerate over the SOI changes, so I would. Don't know what just happened. We get to the end of that blue line. And hopefully we'll end up with an orbit of some description. Okay, so I don't have a biome. I'm in space high over something, but I don't know. Hopefully this is Kerbin. Right, so let's go look at our shippy ship. In space high over the sun. 16 signs for transmitting that. I should put more batteries on this thing. Not a lot I can do about it now. Well, I've got to pause. I notice I haven't got a. They used to do a thing where every kind of milestone, even if you didn't already specifically have a contract for it, you might get a thing. But apparently, leaving the SOI is not one of them. Bit of a shame, but there you go. So I'm going to have to wait for the electricity. You notice the electricity kind of brings itself up quite quickly. The next one of these is going to have a ton more batteries. Now mysterious, right? So I've brought along two instruments that absolutely I should not have bothered with. It's possibly a bit obvious, but never mind, eh? Oh, okay, that was quite quick. Apparently the barometer doesn't transmit a huge amount of data. Now, somewhere around on this thing is my temperature. New temperature, there we go. So it's 8 times the temperature. So there's actually a bunch of instruments on this thing that are completely pointless. I don't know if Moho has any atmosphere whatsoever. So there you go, that's some science. 50 science, nearly enough to do something with. Yeah, it really is only the gravioli, the barometer, and the thermometer that I can use. Well. Let's go have a quick shufti at Moho. Says it doesn't have an atmosphere. And I will believe it. I'll believe the thing. So before we do anything else, before we go, hang on, is that the right? Oh, that's a bit unfortunate. Well, never mind. Well, I'm sorry. I'm a lot closer to the sun at that point, so it's going to be more expensive to do this maneuver here, but it doesn't matter. Oh, that is quite expensive. Ooh. I might not be getting an encounter at all, according to this. Oh dearity me. Oop, there we go. Something's happening. I may want to wait until I get closer, actually. That's certainly the maneuver I want to do for the plane change. Big long burn. And because I'm so very far away from it, the game may not be able to be accurate in terms of encounters. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add 5 minutes to the half burn. Well, that's going to be 96 days, so I will have sent off a Juno mission before then, so there you go. So anyway, so that's my satellite off to Moho. Isn't that exciting? Let's go back. There we go. So there's the Moho Explorer is off. I've renamed it. I've renamed the Moho Explorer. It's off on its journey. So there you go. So hope you're enjoying watching this. Hit like and subscribe if you want to see more videos like this. Find Nearly Enough Dice at nearlyenoughdice.com, and also on Twitter and Facebook. And finally, reach for the stars.